Hello, my name is Eamonn Ambrose and I'm the Academic Director of the BCom International here at the UCD Quinn School of Business. Many people ask us, why do we have an international degree within the BCom? Well, as you may be aware, in business degrees generally you can take an Erasmus term abroad where you can go and study at another university. And we thought, why not develop that international aspect and make a full year abroad a core part of the degree? And the BCom International is just that. It's a 4-year degree where students will spend 1 year in a foreign university studying business, typically through a foreign language. So what does a BCom International student look like? Well, the first step is a basic business education. So all students will cover the core BCom modules over the course of the program. In addition, we have language studies. So each student will choose a language and study that language across the 4 years of the program. But language isn't enough, and we can see that from the Brexit negotiations, that even when there's negotiation in a common language, there can be significant differences in approach and perspective. So one thing we focus on with the BCom International is cultural understanding. So this is not just a Berlitz language course, it's a full study of the cultural and linguistic and literary aspects of a country. And when we combine these elements, what we get is a business student with a truly global perspective, an understanding of how business can be managed and organised locally and internationally. This combination of business and language culture studies is very challenging, and we make no bones about this. Students will be stretched to use both sides of their brain. The left side of the brain, which is typically the analytical, critical thinking type operations, but also the more innovative, artistic and inspirational ideas from the right brain. And this is a significant challenge, but also what makes this BCom International degree really worthwhile. We offer a range of languages on the BCom International. So whether you say ni hao, or bonjour, or guten tag, or ciao, or hola, we have a language for you. But as you may be aware, students choose 2 languages when they enter the BCom International. And the idea of that is that we want you to explore other possibilities. So rather than just focus on a language that you know well and you may have studied before, you have the opportunity here to consider a second language, even from beginner level. And this widens the horizons of what you might study in future years. So let's look at what you will study within the BCom International. In the first year, you study a range of core business subjects, building blocks for the future years. But in addition, you start your language studies. In the first trimester, studying 2 languages, but then focusing on 1 language in the second trimester and beginning some of your cultural and literature studies as well. In the second year, you continue with your studies in business and language, but in more depth. On the business side, subjects such as marketing and operations take you into more advanced areas of business. At the same time, you deepen your studies in the language and cultural areas. There's also the option for a Horizon elective. These electives can be used to develop your business or language studies further, or to do something totally different, such as classical studies. The third year in the BCom International is really the pinnacle of the degree. This is the laboratory where we teach the language and cultural understanding that is core to the program. So we have specially selected partners around the world who are teaching business through foreign language. And you'll study there for the full year. And we really want you to go native. So rather than spending time with other international students, you're spending time in class with local students, you're socializing with the local students, and you're really getting the full international experience. We have a range of international partners to choose from, and the students get to choose where they would like to study. So as a group, you will choose which university you'd like to go to, and also which students you'd like to travel with. You travel in groups of 3 or 4, so that you do have some colleagues in the university of your choice. When we look at some of the culture options, we see a very wide range of subjects, from French New Wave to Renaissance Italy. And people often ask us, why are business students studying these type of subjects? Well, if we want to understand people in business, we need to understand how people think. And to understand how people think, we need to understand what they read, what they watch, and how they spend their time. And that's why the culture and the history is so critical to a truly international understanding of business. In your final year, you return to UCD, where you have the opportunity to specialise. So the final year is mostly options. And on the business side, you have the opportunity to develop specialist modules in marketing or in information systems. Equally, on the language and cultural side, there's the opportunity to specialise in maybe translation skills or to qualify as a language teacher. So over the course of the 4 years, you'll spend about 2/3 of your time studying business subjects and 1/3 of your time studying language and culture. This is what makes the BCom International a truly multidisciplinary degree. So why study the BCom International? Well, as I explained, we offer a leading-edge business degree, which is complemented by a study of language, literature, and culture, which together gives students a truly global perspective. And this is something which is really attractive to employers, not just multinationals, but anyone who has international operations around the globe.